turn on some tunes. Make sure nobody else is talking. Let's see. I'll have nature sounds. Hold on 2 seconds while I get everything set up over here. I hope you all are having a great day. Ooh, let's get this here. And nope, I want to go back 1 second here. Let's go here. Oh, make sure that the volume is not on. Why is it? It's not allowing. Okay. All right. Hello, welcome everybody. All right, so let's get the charts up. We got the big warning, lots of signals that we are going to have something crazy happen. We had the Bank of China that was Bank of China selling USD. The big thing chart of yuan last night in the news. I put it on my YouTube channel, not my YouTube channel, my Twitter. They added further pressure on the yuan as the currency suffers its weakest. So President Xi said, let's sell the USD to buy the yuan, right? Trying to inflate the US dollar. Let's see. All right. So, let's go here. I just got some bad news from a friend. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that that news happened for him. But hey, everybody has to do what's right for them, right? All right, so here is the one that I was talking about. China tells state banks to prepare for a massive dollar dump. And yuan buying spree as Beijing's prior interventions have failed to stem its currency. That was from earlier this morning, that they are ready to sell dollars and buy yuan in efforts to prop up the local currency. So when we look at DXY, we see, all right, DXY did surge higher until England measured they went on with their economic policy, and they said, wait, we're going to buy a whole bunch of British pounds with the gilts, which are the British version of treasury bonds, in order to bail out the pension funds. That was earlier this week on Wednesday. And as a result, we have seen that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the US dollar is starting to become weaker based on the fact that the 6 other currencies that the US dollar is measured against. Hey Troy, happy Friday. Based on the version, based on the fact that the measured move of the 6 other currencies is looking to be a bit stronger. Now, Troy knows every day I do build my watch list, and I am live streaming here on YouTube every morning for my members at 8:15. And next Friday, I will be doing Free Friday. So if you want to come and join, please feel free to join us next Friday morning at 8:15 right here. I'm going to try to set up a event that we can share prior, but I'm not an expert on how to link up the streaming software with the YouTube as far as setting up that date. So I will try, but if it doesn't happen, refresh and just check my channel. All right, so know that ahead of time. So this is the list for today. Now, SPY, we have had some crazy price action today. And over here on the 3-hour chart, if you guys don't ever play around with time frames, please do. Check out this 33 exponential moving average. Let's make this bigger. 33 exponential moving average, how we tested it, sold off, tested it, sold off, tested it, sold off. Almost came there again today. And are we going to sell off later today? To be determined, right? Do have an alert. Let's set it back down over here. Alert below 360, just did actually crossing down. All right, so then I will know if we go below 360 today. We were pretty close yesterday, right? We dropped just below, but we did not hold above below it. right? I also have added these onto my list as well, halt levels, right? If you don't know what a halt level is, check out my Twitter. I have it posted there as well. As far as what the halt levels are, we saw it happen twice during the 2020 sell-off. And so, whoa, I don't know what happened there. Sorry about that, guys. Twice on the 2020 sell-off. And there we go, that's better. And it could happen again, right? Especially if we are hearing about all these. This week in particular is the end of the physical monetary annual year for the US, as far as corporation and stuff like that. So tomorrow, October 1st, is the beginning of a new year. We could see some wild and crazy things happen. If you have not already checked out Bix Weir with silver. Troy, do you have any silver? Likely we're going to see that the silver market is going to explode in value. They are running a deficit as far as the contracts that are available. Let me see if I can pull up this guy. Good guy. He always posts about silver. Let's see if I put silver squeeze. Here we go. Michael Silver Squeeze. And he always posts the daily amount of what's going on with silver and gold. Hey, look at this. Open interest now equals to 207% of all vaulted silver and 1,521% of registered silver. So likely we are going to see a silver squeeze. Oh no, Troy. Well, you know what? If you just sort of dollar cost average in my opinion, it's not a bad thing, right? Because you're always going to pay a little bit of premium with silver and gold when you're buying precious metals. All right, let's check out the SPY. So if we put this on a 15-minute chart, right, we came up, we hit a high. We're setting lower highs and it's starting to come down. However, we have not broken that 360 hard. We might see that at the end of the day, about 2 o'clock, with margin calls coming in, that we are going to see that this bottom will just sort of drop out. The Qs as well have been quite volatile and they have been a bit weaker. Let's put it side by side with the 24-hour chart. So we're coming down to this trend line. Hello, Samuel. Welcome, welcome. Come and join us next Friday morning. The member live stream will actually be free to everyone to see how I build the list. You guys can get the watch list. Hopefully you'll make enough to pay for a month and you'll just come on over and you'll be with me every morning. We get some bright sunshine, smiles, music. Speaking of which, how come the music's not playing? I turned it off up here. There we go. I got some nature sounds. I don't feel like nature sounds today. Let's do something a bit more upbeat. Here we go. Always playing music in the morning. Good jokes, good things happening. And we work on this together. I've added that halt level. All right, so every time that we drop a little bit lower, that halt lever gets a little bit closer to our price action. IWM is looking a bit stronger this week, but what we have to remember, good friend of mine, Bill Rohrback, also goes by Bill Rohr. And when I used to do the ticker talker segments with him, he would talk macro and I would talk a little bit more micro, but also add in the macro view. And he would say, listen, when we look at the SPY, right? If we look at the SPY right here, we look at it, for example, on a monthly chart, right? I know it looks a bit jumbled because of my trend lines and everything. But if we have had a downward year, which we have, right? That typically the big hedge funds are going to protect the capital for the rest of the year. That they're not going to jump back in because they want their clients to be happier with them, because who pays their paychecks? The clients, right? When it's an up year, they get bonuses. Well, if it's a down year, they want to try to protect everything so they don't lose clients, right? Oh, we only had a 21% loss instead of a 25% loss, for example. Maybe that's what there is. Or maybe they got out, maybe they got smart and they got out up here and they had much less of a loss instead of gains. Well, that always sticks in my head. Tomorrow is the beginning of a new quarter as well. And so that could play a role into the last 3 months. We might see further selling, less money going in, more money going in the beginning of the year. So in my opinion, I would say, hey, let's wait for the upward motion, the confirmation that we are above a large amount of volume here. Now, I'd mentioned before on a weekly chart, we had a diamond pattern. This does look like a diamond pattern, which is about a 96th percentile of a reversal. However, we would need to break above really 375 comfortably over here. If we don't break above that, I'm not ready to get back in personally. I will sit on the sidelines until we have the volume, the dark pool showing us that they are buying, right? Then I would get back in and say, hey, all right, I see the dark pool buying, and so I'm ready to get back in, right? Otherwise, I would say, you know what? I'm not ready for that right now, right? I want more of a confirmation. So Dow Jones today, we are down below, and it looks a bit bearish. We had a nice downward move. I will definitely check out Tesla for you. Dalibor Tonic. Why does my background say warning? Well, we have had the Bank of China come out and say that they're going to bail out their country. We've had the Bank of England already buy back a lot of government bonds. We have the Fed saying we're ready and prepared to bail out our country. We have had the Bank of Japan come out and say we're ready to bail out our country. It is very reminiscent of 2008 to me, of an economic meltdown. We've also had China say we're not going to impose mortgage defaults because their mortgage market is awful. We have the mortgage markets in Canada and the US starting to slow down. They're talking about a recession crash already in Canada for real estate. It just looks like a ginormous recipe for disaster, and the printing of money is not adequate because it's kicking the can down the road as far as let's just print more money, let's just print more money, let's just create more inflation, let's just create more hyperinflation. But they can't ever get it under control until they raise interest rates higher than the inflation rate. And that's why I went orange with my nails too, because it's a big giant warning to me that this market cannot exist like this, right? They're going to have to create a reset. If you have read about Agenda 2030, if you have learned about ISO 20022, they are setting up for an economic crash to roll in digital. It's inevitable. Hold on 2 seconds. I have my children's school calling. I'm back. Did you guys hear that? Could you guys hear me? Can you hear me? I can't tell if I muted it or not. I know there's a little bit of a I could put it in the chat now. I just want to make sure because I'm not super tech savvy and I have the mic. Yes, okay, perfect. You guys would have heard me talking in French. Okay, perfect. I was speaking French anyway, so only those people that can speak French could hear me. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Thanks for the heads up. So when it's flashing, it's muted. I have to learn these little tricks. All right, so let's go through the list really quickly. DIA, nice short today, and it's looking weaker. Did not hear the fries. No. All right. It was my daughter's school. It was because we made a donation and they were wondering if we wanted 8 hats or just 4, and I said just 4. Okay. So MU earnings last night, but look, it couldn't go up above. It just sort of turned sideways. Hey, maybe they are going to sell it off and bring it back down. Why would it crash if they'd had good earnings numbers, right? Very interesting, right? All right, AAL today pulled back a little bit. And airline sector, I would definitely watch the airline sector. I know that they have been heavily hit with Florida, and also, you know, over in Europe, there's such issues right now. The macro view, in my opinion, is very important to keep in the picture, not just the US, because when we're looking at fuel costs around the world, we're looking at the storms that are happening around the world, it can really affect the macro view of energy and also hurt the US stock market as well. There's just so many factors setting up that could hurt the US economy and stock market right now that I'm extra cautious. I just did a segment for Angela Miles, and I was saying, hello, you know, be aware that it could get really, really ugly because of all these different warning signs that are going on in the market. All right, but that doesn't mean that day trading can't day trade it, right? Just be aware. I started adding these halt levels because I feel like we're going to have a halt time frame coming up, probably in the next month. I know you were asking. Who was asking that? Jesus is King was asking. So probably in the next 30 days that we will see a massive move, in my opinion. Just be prepared, right? And in my opinion, get some metals, get some silver. If you go down to the comments section or the description down below, there's 2 links, one for US, one for Canada, if you want to get into purchasing some physical metals, because there is a shortage. In my opinion, it's going to create a short squeeze and a massive price rise. So maybe check that out. Hi, Terry. Welcome. All right. So nice little move on American Airlines today. Microsoft is one of the top 5 of the 2 major indexes. We are down 47 cents, just down 0.22% today. Let's put it side by side over here, and we'll just get rid of this. We don't even really need that. All right, so this has been pulling down today, and this is not looking really nice on the daily chart. We're just following those moving averages right on down the hill. PDD. Yeah, you know, I mean, it could be as early as tonight, right? It could be as early as tonight in this upcoming week, but I'm not in control of it. PDD actually had a very nice retracement move up today. I like PDD and BABA. They are good movers. They do tend to trade together. They tend to trade. Yeah, there we go. BABA had a nice move as well today. Even though I didn't have it on my list, still the 2 tend to trade together. All right, so keep that in mind. If you see one is active, usually the other will trade very close to that. BEKE, not too much of a move, a little bit of downside, 40 cents to the downside and 30 cents to the upside. But otherwise just turned in the middle right there. All right, let's look at Tesla. Right? Awesome, Samuel. We'll see you on Friday morning. All right, so Tesla move up over here. When we were up here and we were testing at 308, and I kept saying, hey, look, we have a triple top right here. Actually, if you wanted to count it, we might even have a quadruple top, right? And we came down to test, and then we gapped down lower today. If we move lower than 266, I think we're going to see 260, and then on down to 250, 250, 250, and down to 245, and so on. You can sort of see a bit of a sine wave right there. Is this going to be a midline bounce and we're going to continue back up, or is this going to be a continuation to the downside? If China, if we sort of have counteractions with China imposing sanctions, the purchasing power of the US dollar is weaker against the yuan, that could affect, you have to think of the global aspect as well. But as far as day trading the stock, hey, if it goes outside of those bullish above and bearish below, it's more of the bigger picture as to what's going on. And one of my favorite tools, the volume fixed range profile, right? Put this on here, come over here. Where's our volume? Okay, look, looks like they sold up here, 303.80. Until that flips to support, I think it's going to come back down to 239. It's my opinion, right? Really cool tools. So that's what I think of Tesla. All right, let's move on to Apple. All right, Apple. So Apple, number one, holding in the SPY, number two in QQQ. And so we've seen that this has had a massive downward turn, corresponds to the indexes as well. Top five for the indexes: Microsoft, Apple, Google, Amazon, and Tesla, right? Those top five are the big movers. When they're moving down, indexes will move down. When they're moving up, indexes move up. When we have interest rate hikes, the technology stocks tend to drop. So it's bad for their business plan. So when they have even more, stopgap funding bill passes by the House. All right. So volume fixed profile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th down, Troy. Bottom. Fixed range volume profile right there. Take a screenshot. Pause. Right there. So with Apple, right? I actually have it set up. This is where they sold. This is the last support. Maybe it's going down to 135.75. Another 5-point move down. We will see. All right. Nike had earnings today. Got a little burned. My pleasure. Got a little burned and had a little bit more of a drop pre-market, but it hasn't done much since then, just sort of churning sideways. I think we'll likely see a bigger move on Nike on Monday. Is Monday a holiday in the States? Stock exchange holidays. I know that the 10th is. I don't know why. I don't know. Yesterday, I felt like yesterday. Here we go. There's a good link for you guys. No thanks. So 22nd, September 5th. Columbus Day is not a holiday. It's interesting. September 5th. That was it. Columbus Day is the 13th of October, 10th of October. I'm so tired. I'm getting myself confused. So the next holiday is going to be Thanksgiving in the US, the 24th for the market. Got it. All right. So Nike, potentially bigger move on Monday. XPEV, a lot of the electric car sector was getting heavily hit today. This had a nice rebound, just like Tesla. Let's also check on NIO. NIO, very similar chart. So big sell-off, they got clobbered, and then it's moving back up, potential retracement, maybe a rollover, just a retracement back to that 4 EMA, roughly up at 1650. Not sure that it's going to go all the way up there this week, today, or this week for that matter. Amazon as well. Amazon, there's that point of control for that fixed volume profile from the low back here. You would anticipate that if this was going to move up more, we would be above that point of control. Shop. Yeah, if you guys have any stocks that you want to look at right now, go ahead and put them in the chat. So what would you like to see about this? It looks like it's just sort of holding this trend line down, right? And if we pull, this looks like a big volume day right here, over here. Yeah, selling right there. Next potential resistance to the upside, 31.20. Right? It's kind of cool to see, hey, big money. They sold maybe here, sold here, came down and sold more here, right? When we're below all of those points of control, to me, it's a, hey, let's sit out on the sidelines. Let's check out silver. What's going on with silver? Same thing. What's going on with that contract? If we go from here, big volume to here. That's not what I wanted though. I want this. Already have it on there. And we are above that point of control. So this to me is looking bullish. Silver to me is looking bullish. When we also look at it, let me take this. Let's see, where's our first point of resistance? Oh, look, even all the way back here to May 11th, they just put the volume to point of control of the volume yesterday. on the 28th, it just flipped to be below the price action. Do you see that this is pretty cool, right? Now silver, to me, I like where silver is. It's above that point of control from the volume all the way back to March, the high, right? To me, that's signifying this is bullish. And if it goes bearish, okay, I personally am willing to give it down to 18. But it's a physical metal. I think this could really skyrocket in my opinion. Physical metals tend to do really well during economic downturns. When we look back on a monthly chart, and I'm going to cover this every time, 2008 economic crisis to 49. Price here, 914. Let's do this. 49.82 divided by 914. 545 times your money. Is the market going to do that for you now? You think the money's going to do that for you in the market right now? Whoops, let's undo that. I wanted to take this volume all the way over here. So it looks like they sold up there. So we might see some resistance at 24.17. Right? FSLR. Yeah, we'll do. Hold on. Big volume move right there. Okay. FSLR. Samuel, what do you want to see for it? Point of control. Looking at it on the bigger picture. I'd say 125 right there, or up above 140. If I was not in this, I would give it, my opinion, down to 125 as a stop. If it goes below, excuse me. If it goes below there, I'd be getting out personally. See, I have my cool EMA cross too. See the settings, 11 and 161. So this would give you sort of a heads up of when. So right now it's still long, but my stop would be 125, right? Are you looking at you want that volume add-on viewpoint to see what's going on from our low down here up to here? Okay, it looks like they sold 133.40. If it goes above 140, yeah, but if it goes down below here, if it goes down below 127.50, could tighten it up even more to this support. There you go. 127.50. $7 stop, in my opinion. All right, guys, unless you have any other questions, tell your friends, come on over, join me next Friday morning at 8:15. My members live stream is live every trading day. I've just been doing that every morning. And then as my schedule gets better, I can do more live streams midday, sort of do recaps, give you guys my opinion. And we could also do that in the morning, so you'd be prepared for your trading day. All right, have an amazing weekend. Carpe Profit, seize those profits one trade at a time. Remember the warning, and maybe check out silver. I showed you the silver futures chart. The buying action of the point of control is below us at this point in time. So maybe check out owning some physical silver. All right, have a great one. Bye, guys.